Welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about the new GlossGod palette, the color of rain. Especially also we have a little bit of an appearance of Look for Rainbows, which I ordered as well. I did want to try that palette and I did 3 looks with it. So if you want to see how I like the palette, if I think you need it, especially after loving the Dancing in the Skies palette, then just keep on watching. Also, I do tutorials for 3 looks. Listen, I was hooked because I absolutely loved the Dancing in the Skies palette. This one is a prominently like greenish palette. It doesn't look really interesting when you look at this, but again, it does have like, let me try to, yeah, here. You can definitely tell in the reflection, it does have some beautiful duochromes, multichromes. It's so damn pretty. And again, like if I look at this, it has like purpley, pinky shades, bluish shifts. This is a stunning shifty palette. And I wanted to try their newest release. I just bought this one. There is also a Lavender Haze palette, which has mattes and shimmers included. This one is the Color of Rain palette. And this one has 11 shimmer shades and then 1 matte black, which is different than other palettes. By the way, they are all the same size, which I like. I will talk about this one in a bit, but they're all like same size, which I absolutely love because I'm that OCD person. Yeah, this one again, I did 3 looks with it, which I will put the tutorials like a little bit later so you can watch them if you wanted to. And then I have 1 special appearance or 1 look with the Look for Rainbows palette. I wish I could do more, but I don't have the time. And this one is an older palette and thought maybe you would be more interested in the newer palette. I will blend in swatches, all the good things as per usual. Again, there are 11 shimmer shades. These are stunning. They do have quite a good shift if you ask me. They are really, really pretty. There are also a mixture of like sheer textures and then also more opaque shimmers, which I do think is also really, really pretty. And then the black matte is really, really great. Like a really, really extraordinary good black shade. I worked with it today to just create a little bit of dimension. I just used this palette, to be honest, today. I just did a minimal like liner look and then I filled it in with some of the blue shadows. Like I have 3 on my eye, which I don't think you can tell. And that's like a little bit of criticism in that direction. I feel like this shades, especially like these, this and then this one as well, they seem to be all the same shade. Like listen, there is a little bit of difference in depth. They're almost sheer, which I do like. I do like a good topper shade, a good sheer shade that you can work with. But in general, I wish that there would be a little bit more like variance in this. In the Dancing in the Sky palette also, I do have like the, let me try to show you. I do have also this shade, which is really, really light, which can like apply in the inner corner. I don't have any inner corner shade in this palette, which I'm a little bit sad about because it seemed to be like, again, that at least the Raindrop shade, which I have on in my inner third, should have been light enough. It's not. And this one is also not light enough, which is, let me try to see, Drizzling. This is a like beautiful like blue to purple to teal shade. Don't know if you can tell. Trying to like show you the reflex of some of these shades. Listen, I think you can tell if you see them, but it's really, really difficult. So I think this one is a beautiful blue palette. I think if you love blues, you want to wear blues in every single shade. And this one is like a gold to pink shade, which is also really, really pretty. Again, I've tried to work with as many shades as possible. I think I have almost every shade. I think I didn't use Rainfall though, which I think that's the only shade I didn't use in the whole palette. But in general, I do think if you love blue shades and you love blue shimmers, I think this is an amazing palette. The quality is there. Like GlossGod is doing amazing formulas. Again, I don't like regret like having both of these. I just again wish a little bit more variety, and that there would at least be one really light shade. And to be honest, I mean, I like the deep matte black, but for me, who will not use this alone and not normally don't use just the black, I would have wished that this would be a special black, like a black dual blue or something like this, you know what I mean? So that it like goes with the other palettes, just so you know. But in general, I think this is a really nice price. I think I paid, I will link prices down below, how much I paid. I also used a code, which is the code from GlossGod. You can use every single code you want. If you know that GlossGod has an affiliate with any of your influencer friends, go for it. I highly recommend that. Shipping was really, really easy. Listen, I'm from Europe. GlossGod is a Swedish brand. No problems here. Also, looking for rainbows, just a small tit of that. I didn't do look so far, but I'm hoping, if I don't say anything differently in like a second or two, that this one is the same good quality. I don't have, sadly, enough time to film like 3 looks with this palette as well. So if you want to see a dedicated video to the Looks for Rainbows palettes, please leave it down in the comments. I would really, really appreciate if you do so, because I totally would. But again, I don't have the time for that. And so I wanted to get this video out, and this one is the newer palette, but look at this. I mean, you can definitely tell, well, I bought this. These two are multi-chromes, if I'm not mistaken. It's the red gold to a stunning blue. And this one is a teal to green and a blue. This is gorgeous. Again, I'm trying to see if I can... Now you can see. Can you tell? Like this shade here is the bright blue, and this one is the bright green. This is so stunning. Like, look at this, gorgeous. And you can tell if I hold it like this, because I am in studio lights, this is really difficult to show. But yeah, these ones are gorgeous. I plan on doing a look with it, which again, I will link the tutorial in like the end, and I will definitely think I have good use from that. Again, there will be just one tutorial. I'm sorry for that. If you want to see more, write it down in the comments. I think in general, I really, really, really love the quality of GlossGod's shimmer palettes. To be honest, the black matte in this one is gorgeous. I just like, listen, I just wish it wouldn't be a black matte. I'm telling you, I'm sorry for that, because again, these in general, I think are just shimmer palettes, and I like that about these. You know, normally I'm not a fan of shimmer palettes, but if I buy a specific shimmer palette, I want to use the specific shimmer palette. You know what I mean? There is again the Lavender Haze palette that came out with this one, and if you, this one is a mixed palette. It has mattes and shimmers. If you want to see that, go for it. You know, but I in particular like a shimmer palette for the shimmer quality. So I really, really enjoy these GlossGod's palette. Again, I did some amazing looks. These work really, really nice. Some of them are a little bit more crumbly, some are a little bit more sheer, some are more opaque. I don't think though, like the multi-chromes normally are a little bit more like better pressed, if you will. Some of these sheer or formulas, you will definitely tell. I will tell you in the tutorials as well if they are a little bit more crumbly or not. But in general, to be honest, they work really, really nicely. I normally spray my brush with some setting spray. This one is by Catrice. I just used it at the moment, but you can use one from Essence, one from Revolution. This one also like freaks me out because it like sometimes it gets a little bit, if I sprayed it. See that? It's kind of weird. But if I do it like this, it will not, like, whatever. Let's don't talk about that. But yeah, in general, I really appreciate these palettes, and I really, really enjoy these. I hope they bring out more of them, because again, I have a blue, I have a green, I have a rainbow. And I would love to see more of them because they're amazing. Quality-wise, 100% totally recommend. And if you want to see like the tutorials to all 3 of the looks I did and the 1 bonus look, then just keep on watching. Also, there will be timestamps for every single look, just so you know. Welcome to my face. Today we will start with the color of the Rain palette. I showed you hopefully some swatches. This is the palette and I absolutely love it. If you know, this one has just one, I think, dark shade. This is the only match shade in the palette, which, to be honest, I can't like work with just the black. So I wish that this would be also just one of the like duochrome, multichrome shades. I will lay down some color first because I am not one of those girls that just work with a color, like a shimmer palette. So I will use the Barbie and Glam Light palette to lay down some matte colors, and then we will jump into some colors from the palette. Again, for me personally, I like to work with mattes first and then add in some like shimmers. If you don't, just don't, you know what I mean. I think this palette is really pretty. Again, there's one black in here which I hope to work with in the other looks, but so far I want to try out this shade as well as maybe this or another blue. So yeah, let me lay down some color, matte colors, and then I will hop in to use the shimmer shades. So we laid down some matte shades with the Barbie and Glam Light palette, and now let's use some shimmers from here. I think I will start with Drip Drop. This one, this is a blue too. I think you see like a really tealy yellowy shade, which gorgeous. And I think I will start with that one. Just use that on a flat brush. I mean, look at this. I will spray that because let's keep that real, fallout. And then I will put that on the air, like the middle to a third out here, so we don't like overrule the deep blue, but we have like a little bit of a like blend with it as well. Like, look at this. Oh my, oh my. Listen, not in, like, they don't disappoint. I will use the same brush I used with the dark blue with no additional color and just like blend a little bit into the shimmer so it blends a little bit better. I mean, it's gorgeous. And then I will use Light Break, which I'm so excited to use, let me tell you, with by the way, this was a Zoeva 234 brush. I love these. And then this is the Singe one in E1. We'll go into that view. Listen, we'll spray that as well. Again, fallout, just about the fallout, guys. And hopefully that's a little bit more crumbly, but hopefully that will work the same good as the blue does. I mean, look at this. Again, this one is a little bit more crumbly, but in general it does work really well. Like, look at this. I think here you can see a little bit of color switch. So damn pretty. I will go into the same Zoeva brush just to, without additional product, just so I can blend these two a little bit better. I mean, I'm obsessed. Let me see if I can use any of these shades. Is any of these shades like light enough? I'm hoping that this one is. Let's try Dewy. Is that Dewy? Nope, that's the one beside. It's drizzling. I do see a teal, but you can see like a purpley blue shade. We'll see about that. Let's try that. It seems to be. Oh, do we want to use water prism? This is a purpley shade. No. Let's do drizzling on a small brush. Really small. Again, we spray that because the fallout is real. We spray that and then we just add this and as an inner corner. Like, listen, this is not light enough, but it's looking so pretty. Ooh. We'll also like apply that a little bit on the inner corner and the lower lash line. Ooh, this is so damn pretty. Oh my god, I absolutely love it. Is this light enough? Probably not. Listen, I can definitely see the teal shade. The other palette, like the Dancing in the Sky, had at least one light shade, but yeah, we will like just ignore that and I will finish this up and I will be right back. This is the finished look. I absolutely love it. I mean, look at this. It's so much shine. I used, by the way, the NYX Pink Spirit liner. Yeah, it's Pink Spirit, and I also used the Kiss Icy Lashes in You Do You, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to link everything down below. That was quite easy to work with, to be honest. Do have to say the pink, like pink to gold shift here is a little bit more crumbly, and this one is not light enough for my inner corner, but I mean that was, I mean I saw that coming. So I think none of these is light enough for my inner corner, but I mean we work with it, we don't care, and I mean it looks stunning, so we're not mad about it. Yes, let's go to the next look. Welcome to the next look. I want to use as mattes as a base the Blend Bunnies Search palette, and then I will use some of the colors, of course, of the Color of Rain palette. First of all, I will do a speed run through all the matte shades. So yeah, let's do that, and I will show you which shades I used, and if you have any questions, just leave it down in the comments. So let's do that. So this is the like matte makeup, if you will. I think this is kind of cool. I don't know if that looks patchy in the camera. It doesn't in real life, but I do want to use two shimmers at least first. One of them is Droplet, and then this one is Dewy. I want to use these two shades, and this one seemed to have like a orangey base, even though I don't think you can tell. So this one I want to use by the like outer corners, and then I want to go into Dewy, which has a really striking blue shift. Oh no, no, I don't want to use Water Prism. Listen, they're all kind of fancy. Listen, maybe I'll use all three of these, like Droplet, Dewy, and Water Prism. Let's try that out. We'll see how good that will be at the end of the day. I'm trying my best here. Let's start with Droplet. I did spray that one because I don't want to have fallout, because that's a bad thing. And I will just place that on the edge where I put the deepest color. So we just have a little bit of a like a bridge to the matte shade. That is looking really, really pretty. Let me use, what did I say? Droplet? No, dewy. Let me do dewy next. Again, I use dewy. This one is already prepped. It is spritzed with some setting spray. And now let me put that right beside droplet. So we come to a more like blue shift now. By the way, I think that droplet, like the shade that we had here, is more of a like one of these shades is a little bit more sheer. But so far, I don't think you can see like a high difference between them. I think probably because also I have studio lights here. And, you know, that's a little bit tricky. But now let's do water prism. Yeah, water prism. By the way, I use always the same brush. I'm just cleaning it off in between. This is, by the way, the Singe Beauty E01, which has a little bit of a, like a more defined tip, if you will. Let me put that one here. I'm feeling that this is not fitting any at all with the blue, but we'll see about that. Like so. Ooh. That's listen, that's pretty. Let me finish that up and do that on the other eye as well, and then I will be right back. This is the finished look. I absolutely love it. I love the neon orange together with the like bluish shades, which again, they do reflect as well, like pink and purple and all the good things. I added just a little bit of liner. This one is the Catrice one in Blues Willies, which I think you can't get anymore, and I don't know which, like the number is not clear. And I also added like the same lashes like in the last one, the Kiss one, the Do You or something like this. So yeah, I definitely think the shade like Droplet is a little bit more sheer, which is great if you want to have like a topper shade. These two are quite similar. I think in the right lighting you definitely can tell the difference, but with me like plopping that right beside should be a little bit different. And this one again, the water prism. This one seems to be like purpley shaded, but I also can see the blue in the right lighting, which I don't. I think here you can see this one in the middle. This one you can definitely tell maybe that it is in the mirror it's blue, and in the picture it's like a beautiful purpley shade. It's stunning, by the way. So pretty, so reflective. Again, both of the other shades except Droplet are definitely way more opaque. This one is a little bit more sheer. Also, like the water prism is a little bit more crumblier, which some of them can be. I do, like I said, I do own the Dancing in the Skies, and that can be a little bit more crumbly sometimes, but not always. Yeah, let's come to the last look, because I decided to add another look because I definitely wanted to try the Storm Cloud shade. Yeah, it's Storm Cloud, the black. So the next one will be a look with the black involved. Welcome to my face again. This time I want to use just the Color of Rain palette, which means we're using just the only matte shade that is in here, which is the black, and then we see which one of the colors we will choose. I do have used quite a few, but I'm quite intrigued by these three. We'll see. Maybe also this one. This one we don't use as well. You can tell I didn't do my face because we're using black, and to be honest, I'm too lazy to clean that up when I have foundation on. So I also have primer on. And now let's hop into the last look with this palette. And then there is a bonus like look with the Look for Rainbows palette as well. Sadly for me, I don't have time to like do 3 looks with the palette. The palette is indeed older, so you know, this one is the new one. But yeah, let's start with this. My plan is to use the black shade as with a small liner brush and to do a wing and then like wing it out and put it there. And then I wanted to blend it inwards and not outwards, so I will just use this palette and then we go in with the shimmer shades. You can tell you saw I used quite a few of them. So let's start. I will just again use this and this liner brush. This is the Sigma Flat Definer E15. You can use whatever you have and like, and I'm just stippling in there. To be honest, I never tried the black shade from GlossGod. I have a palette which has matte as well, but to be honest, that was quite an old palette. So hopefully this is pigmented and blendable. We will see about that. Let me try to like liner or quite a thing. So I'm starting just on my lash line. If there's anything on it, we will try to erase that, because of course we will put something on top of that. But that black looks quite pigmented, to be honest. Like, look at this. And then we will just like go in with this brush and just do a line here. I try to connect, well, this one, I try to connect my brows with my eyes, so like this. And I feel like these definer brushes or like eyeliner brushes are especially great with that, because you just have to step it on one time and then you have like a straight line, which is amazing. So far this is pigmented and really, really nice, which again, I tried GlossGod's matte formula in one of the palettes, which I always forget I own. So yeah, that's amazing. And then I will see, like, I will relax my eyelid because that's how I look. And then I will like try to connect that into a really nice shape, at least for my eye, like so. Like this. I just thickened the line here just a little bit, and I think just to, you know, have a really nice line like this. And I think that's already it. I will blend that a little bit with a really like small brush, just a little bit to give that a little bit of depth and give them a little bit of like a smoky look, if you will. But I will blend just inwards. You can definitely tell it just gives a little bit of something. I will blend that and then we go to the shimmers. So you can tell it just is a little bit smudged. I put down a little bit more color in the first place so that I can smudge it a little bit, so it gives a little bit of depth. Listen, we're not doing like a whole smoky whatever. It's just, you know, that we have a little bit of contrast inwards. Don't think though that we will see it at all, but at least we try. I do want to use this shade and then this shade, which is Soaked and Rain Cloud. I think these two will look really, really pretty. So we'll do Soaked first. This one is a blue with a purple shift, so I'm quite excited. And then we go into Rain Cloud, which is also a blue to a purple shift, which I think will fit perfectly. I put Soaked on a brush. This one was a little bit creamier than expected. This one is the EO1 by Cinch Beauty. And then we will just put that where we put the black, to be honest, and see how pigmented or indeed not pigmented this shade is. Again, a few of these are more of topper shades, so I don't mind that, to be honest. Like, look at this. Oh, so pretty. I now see what was the shade that they used in some of the promo pics. So like this, so I put it on 1/3, and now we go into Rain Cloud. By the way, I did spray them, even though I didn't do my base. I don't want to have like a lot of fallout. This one is Rain Cloud, again on a of the same, listen, it's the same brush, I just cleaned it in between. And we will do this on the edge. And I will extend the line that I have here with the black. This one is a little bit more opaque, I would say, but it's a tiny bit lighter than the first one. I don't think, maybe in this shot you can see that this one is a little bit deeper than this one. It's just a tinge. Again, if you use both of them, I don't know how good you will tell if that is, but I mean, look at this. It's a little bit more opaque, but not quite, so we'll run with that. I think for my inner part, I do want to use Raindrop, which I think I didn't use. Listen, these were filmed over several days, and I do have like a memory of a stone, which, yeah, that's about right, telling you. So I sprayed Raindrop as well. Again, this is a little bit more crumbly, like a few of these shades, and then we will just put that on the first third of my eyelid. And don't know if you can tell. These are quite similar shades, to be honest, even though they don't look like it in the pen. This is just a little bit brighter. Listen, I don't think, by the way, if you hear something, it's the husband that's playing with our cat. But I think that's stunning. I mean, look at this. This is gorgeous. I don't think though in this palette that I have like an inner corner highlight, because even though maybe drizzling, but even though you can tell this is like looking way deeper than it looks on the pan. So I'm thinking I'm like letting it be like this. I will finish up the look. I maybe put in a little bit of black underneath just to like tie everything in together. I do think this is pretty. Let me maybe add another layer of black matte just to like enforce the liner, like so. That's looking pretty. Let me finish everything up. Let me do the whole thing shebang, and then I'm right back. By the way, just so you know, there wasn't a lot of fallout, so I'm pretty pleased with that. I could have done this with a full face on. I didn't, but now I will like continue. So this is the finished look. I finished up my face. I did some lip gloss, just lip gloss, a little bit of liner. I also used a little bit of the Kaleidos Sea Sparkle on my lower lash line, as well as on my like lower lid. It's just a little bit of a blue shade, if you will. As per lashes, I'm using the Adele 258 lashes, which I think round this up quite nicely. Also change because listen, it's blue, it's a blue vibe. I put on some blue earrings. I love it. Do you really need like these 3 different shades? I don't think so. Listen, these two look almost identical, and this one is also not quite like highlighty, if you will. This is looking like really turquoisey with the shift, but again, you definitely see it's not quite there. So yeah, it's a great look though. I love it. The black, amazing. Don't know why we got like a black though, a matte black. I would have preferred like a glossy black or something like this, so it would tie in with the like all shimmer, if you will. I mean, you can definitely do a look with it, you know what I mean, but how often do you use your black? Just your black, by the way. For me, like almost never, but I mean the look itself, really pretty. Also, let's come to the bonus look with the Look for Rainbows palette. Yes, it's the Look for Rainbows palette. I hope you like that as well. If you want to see more looks with the palette, then just write it down in the comments. Hello again. This time we want to use the Looking for Rainbows palette. This one seemed to be a rainbow palette. Again, I showed you swatches. I do want to do a look with the tealies and the yellow, so that's what I want to do, and I thought that would be a great opportunity to bring back another Swedish brand, which is Uns Eye. This is the Somane 2 palette, and I thought that would be at least working because we do have like teals, a blue, and then a yellow as well. So let's try to use that. Again, I will like skip over the part and do it a little bit faster with the mattes, so just so you know, but then when I use the shimmers I will have you in slow-mo. So let's do this. This is the base. I definitely need to blend that one like lighter a little bit more because we're sun. But this is the base. I do love this base. Like, look at this. It's such a pretty color scheme. I thought I would fit. I don't know why. And I don't know. I do want to try this one again and this one. There's so many pretty colors in this. And I think I will start with this in the outer corner, then this tealy in the middle of the lid, and then we go into the yellow. So we do have at least 3 colors to choose from. And I think, again, like the deepest here, right there, and yeah, just do that. We'll start with Broken Light. I will use the same brush for all 3 shades and just clean it up. I did spray that a little bit with Catrice setting spray. We'll just put that here on the outer corner where we have the dark blue. Just so like we have a good like blend. Let's stay that. This color is quite putty. I'm trying to pick up a little bit more. Again, quite putty. Probably best. This is probably best used with like your fingers or something like this. But at the moment I do prefer like the brush. I think this one is quite a see-through like shade. Can you see that here on the edge? I think I will blend that later. Let me go in like use the teal shade. Let's use True Color, which is the teal. Again, I spritzed that to have as less fallout as possible. Just put that in the middle of the eyelid and go a little bit up there. This is really pretty. I don't think though in like, especially in lighting, it does look really blue. Not as teal as it is in the pan, but it's really, really pretty. Let's go with the yellow. Shine Through, which is the yellow, seems to be like the hardest pressed, which I have to say I do prefer because it's not as flaky. You definitely see I picked some up, which I don't think you could see with the others. This is a really pretty color, and I do that also a little bit on the lower lash line and the inner corner. And I also like swipe up a little bit of this like higher than the teal shade. I mean, look at this. This is so pretty. I definitely think I need to like fix that. Let me try that, but then I will just finish the look and I'll be right back. By the way, I think I fixed it. I just used a little bit more of the matte dark blue. I think that was like the problem because the shade that I used, which is Broken Light, is definitely more see-through, which is no problem. You just need to know. But yeah, this is again the look so far, and I will just finish this up. This is the finished look. I used, of course, some eyeliner. This is the NYX one, and this is in Blue Teddy, one of my faves. And then I also used the same lashes as in my last look, which are the Adele 258. And I think this is really, really pretty. Like, look at these. I definitely used on that eye a little bit more of the deep blue to set as a base, and I think that worked out great. As per usual, there are, again, in all of these palettes, a few are more topper shades, others are more opaque, which the yellow is definitely more opaque. I think these two, like the two blues I used, are a little bit more sheer, which I don't mind with the teal. To be honest, none of these teals is looking tealy. Just saying. Like, look at this, it does look more blue, but maybe it's just me. Maybe I need to try these. Of course, I will use this palette more, and I will report back in my monthly roundup if I liked it, if I didn't like it. Again, I think I said it 5,000 times. If you do want to have like 3 looks with the Look for Rainbows palettes, leave it down in the comments. I would really do it. Again, at the moment, I don't have time to put both of them in one video, but I definitely would do it in the back end if you want to. I think the look is really, really pretty, super cute. And again, I use both Swedish brands, which is kind of fun to use Untitled as well as GlossGod. So let's wrap this all up, and I think you have a lot to think about. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you really enjoyed it. Again, if you want to see more looks with the color Rain or with the look for rainbows, leave it down in the comments. Also, if you're new here, hi, my name is Nikki. I upload 3 times a week, so if you want to see more indie brands, more fun and sparkly and beautiful makeup, then just subscribe to this channel. I really appreciate it if you do so. I wish you a beautiful week, and we see us in my next video. So bye guys.